During Parenting Like a Pro, we have all of these tips to help you out as a parent to do your very best with your child as they grow and learn. So we welcome back the Smileys to help us out with that.
Hello.
Good morning.
And we have yet another great question, this one about a daughter. My 13-year-old daughter is in a continuing battle with her math teacher, who is a perfectionist. For example, if the decimal point is not right on the line, the problem is marked wrong. Any ideas?
Yes, in fact, this question comes very close to home. And one of the things that we taught our kids, which they still use to this day, is to ask the question, what's my goal? So when this daughter comes home and says, oh, I can't put up with this math teacher,
Yes.
She wants a decimal point right on the line, that's so silly, then you say, well, what's your goal? Have you asked yourself what your goal is?
Yes.
And if her answer to the question is, well, my goal is to get a good grade in math, well, what are you going to have to do? And then she's
Right.
solving that problem. Put the decimal point on the line.
Right, and I think that one of the interesting things here is probably okay for parents in this situation, maybe even to agree with the son or a daughter here. I used to be a math teacher, and did I require my kids to put the decimal point right on the line? No. 2.4 plus 2.4 is 4.8, and if the decimal point was up or down a little bit, really didn't make any difference. And
Right.
I think you can tell your son or daughter, as far as we're concerned, you're right. That's you probably shouldn't. But as Kendra said, what's your goal here? And it's very motivating for a child when they realize that they've decided my goal is to get a good grade. Now they're not in a battle with the teacher anymore.
Exactly.
Because they're saying my goal is to get a good grade, and so I'll put, just like Kendra said, I'll put that decimal point on the line. And it's very freeing too, because the one way you look at it, there's always a contention there between
Right.
student and teacher.
Right.
And if you get them to ask themselves what's the goal, once they've decided and once they've had that positive goal, now there's no contention anymore, and they're doing what they want to do.
And I love this advice because it really takes the attention away from the teacher and whether or not
It
she's a
does.
perfectionist. It really
Doesn't
doesn't
make any
matter.
difference.
That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
This is a great way to mature the
It's so empowering
child.
to the child, because
Yes.
then the child saying, well, I'm doing what I want to do. I'm
Right.
not, doing what that silly teacher said. I'm doing what I've chosen. And this is a great thing for adults.
Yes.
A great thing for, I've had some opportunities to speak as continuing education for people in the workplace.
Yes.
Well, my boss drives me crazy. Well, what's your goal? To keep my job. Well, you know what? Don't let that boss
Exactly.
drive you crazy.
Exactly. This really will mature the child
Yes,
as a
absolutely.
teen
Yes.
to really deal with real life situations as an
Absolutely.
adult.
Because it comes up all the time.
Yes.
Different decisions comes up, what's your goal? What's your goal? And then it helps so much we can, as parents, if we can teach our kids to ask that question.
Yeah, definitely makes you focus in.
It does.
Well, for that question, great answers, Mr. and Mrs. Smileys. And of course, if you would like one of your questions answered by them, and if you're lucky enough to have that happen, you'll receive a free copy of one of their books. Don't forget to visit their website, Parenting Like a Pro.